it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back to share with you my August For the Love of Homemade Kits stash kit. And so I have put together a pretty big kit this time with a few different kind of directions that the colors and patterns can go. So I kind of wanted to talk you through a little bit of the process of how I pull the papers and how I put things together. And then while we're doing that, I'll show you everything that's going to be in my kit that I'm going to create with this month. So I knew I wanted something. Last month was a very girly kit. So this month I wanted more of a masculine or more of a boy kit. And so I started out with this paper. And so it's not a full sheet. This is left over from the Pink Paisley Outfitters collection. And this paper is kind of where I started. So I knew that in this paper I was going to need navy blue, some like lighter blue, gray, and white. And so that was where I started as my main color palette for this kit. And so then I started just pulling papers that would go with the feel or the look or the colors of this paper. And one quick and easy way that I always do that is I look at the manufacturer. So not necessarily the collection, but I look at the actual manufacturer. So this one is Pink Paisley. Not necessarily in the Outfitters collection, but if I look through all of Pink Paisley's collections, oftentimes I find colors and kind of the overall feel that are going to go together. So like for example, this one is from Sweet Freedom, but it has a lot of the same color and the same kind of slightly distressed look to it. So I know I can use all of these blue elements. The other thing that this led to is it has this really gorgeous floral. And in the ephemera pack for this collection, there's a lot of elements that have the navy blue. And then there's also these two florals. So there's this floral that has the darker blue background, and then this one that has little pops of light blue, as well as some of these florals. So this right away allowed me to bring in another color with this red. So that doesn't mean all these papers and all these colors are going to go together. It just means that everything in this kit is going to coordinate. And now I've given myself another branch to coordinate off to in this kind of deepish red color. This isn't going to be a 4th of July kit. I don't have 4th of July photos that I need to scrap right now. But these elements work for a lot more than just that. So that one also came in. And then I just kind of played off of that in terms of finding the right colors that I was looking for and looking at old stash and new stash. So I grabbed these couple of papers are from the brand new Creekside. And so I'm excited to use this collection, so I wanted to play around with this. I know that I have a huge trip that we took to Colorado that I have to scrapbook. And so I know I have a lot of outdoorsy types of photos. And these colors were a perfect match with these colors. So, and then I also have that kind of reddish I can use for accents on the back. And this one is called Night Sky, sorry. And this is One Canoe 2 called, their new collection called Creekside. This one does not have the colors that I was going for, but it has the feel and the theme. So I know that if I pull in a paper like this, I can coordinate it and match it up with some of my other elements, and it's going to create a unique, different kind of look. And then I also have this gorgeous red on the back that I can use, and I also really liked this border down here to kind of go along with the theme of this kit. And this one is called Rings and Crosses. And I am dying to do some stitching on here, so that is definitely going to be happening. Stitching coming your way soon. All right, this one is also from Creekside. It's called Itinerant. The back has a green. I'm not really focusing on green in this kit. I have a couple of green as like a very small accent color, but that's it. And this one I just liked because I want a fussy cut and I want to play with some of these words and phrases. They don't all work. I don't really have any mustard. I don't have a lot of green, but I do have all of these blues and reds. So that's enough for me to want to pull that paper into the kit. I also grabbed some leftover wood grain. This is just a scrap. And this is from Simple Stories Cabin Fever. And this one is called Off the Grid. Just so that I kind of had something that would work with this guy to give me some layering potential. And then I also grabbed, side note, where is it? Okay. I grabbed my 6x6 paper pad from Creekside, which has all these phenomenal patterns in it. So that if I do decide that I want to go in the green direction or the paler blue direction, or I want to do a different feel altogether, I have this in my kit ready to go. So this is also going to give me the ability to bring in some other colors if my photos dictate that. So that's part of the hard part with coming up with a kit, is I haven't pulled out all my photos for this kit yet. So I know kind of what type of photos I have, and I know where I want the feel of this kit to go, but I'm giving myself options. And I always give myself the ability to go back and pull out more stuff and say, nope, I need more green, or I need this, or I need that, or there's this in my stash that would be perfect. Okay, I have also pulled out this kind of navy. This goes back to my same color patterns, this camera paper, and this is from Simple Stories, A Charmed Life, Be Still My Heart. So I'm just building up my collection here of different blues. Same thing with this one. This is a Cartabella from the Great Outdoors called Wildflowers. And then it also has a really great floral on the back. So if I decide that I want my collection to go more in the green colors, now I've got some elements on my B-sides that will work together. But that's the one I mainly pulled it for. All right, I grabbed this one as kind of red accents. And this one is from Wild Whisper, their Rooted Love collection. And so I liked having that addition of that really bright, fun pop of red. And then I've also made sure to pull out some grays. So I have this one, which is Let's Go from Bella Boulevard. It's called Air Traffic Controller. And that one's on the back. So the back won't get used, but the front might get used. Let me switch hands here. All right, I've pulled a couple from My Mind's Eye by the Sea, and I did pull some embellishments from their collection as well. So this is just a really easy to use navy and white stripe. And then it has some more blue detailing on the back. I also know that I have some photos from Boston when we were doing like Boston Tea Party and that kind of thing, and we took some boat trips. So I do know that I have this, that I can use it if I want to. And then I also pulled this one from By the Sea. This one's called Ocean Breeze. And this gives me the red and white stripe and also another dark navy kind of accent paper. This one is from The Wildlife by Echo Park. This one is Under the Stars. And it gives me that really fun kind of pop of red that I was looking for. The back necessarily won't get used, but if I do decide I need some green, it's in here. This one is just a gray and white. So gray background, white circles, and it's called Dreamsicle, and this is just an old Studio Calico. And this one is also from Studio Calico, so this is going to give me that white with just the pale gray dots. And this one's called Mr. Toad. Another Studio Calico with this blue. This is really pretty. I would love to stitch on this too. So you might see lots of stitching this month. This is called Whitaker Street from Studio Calico. This one is Tea Room, and I was actually amazed at how well this floral kind of goes with that floral. So I thought that might be something fun I could play with. So this one's from Sweet Freedom, and then this one is Studio Calico. So I pulled that in there just to see if we can do something with it. Then I grabbed this one called Accountable, just so that I had a little more of that pop of red. This one's Mood Swings and gives me some more of the gray that I was looking for, and it has a really great red on the back. Then we've got some Brick, All in All, also from Studio Calico. So I keep all of my Studio Calico paper separate, and this one's Studio Calico as well, Beetlejuice for this one. I keep all my Studio Calico paper separate from everything else. And so I was a subscriber for a while, and so I have a huge stash of their paper because I subscribed to kits and then didn't use them. So when I'm building my stash kits, I'm really making an effort to go in there and kind of pull out some of that leftover Studio Calico paper so that I can get it used up. All right, so we're gonna put that inspiration piece up here on the top so you can kind of see when I do the embellishments where everything came from. We've got our 6x6 paper pad. All right, so you saw that I pulled ephemera from Sweet Freedom. So that's going in the kit. I also pulled some ephemera from that My Mind's Eye by the Sea collection. So same color family, things that'll work together, and things that will let me do those boat or sea pictures if I choose to do that this month. I pulled a couple of random frames, and I'm not sure which collections these came from, but I've got my same blues, grays, and reds. And then I grabbed a couple of pieces of ephemera I have left over from the Outfitters collection from Pink Paisley. I don't have a ton of that collection left, so I only have a few things to pull here and there. I definitely do not want this yellow, but because this is a ticket and a tab, it's more than likely going to get covered up, and I do want the gray. So I'm just going to keep that in there. I know it looks a little funny, but I'm going to keep it. I have some puffy stickers left over, and I had 2 sheets of these. So what I did is I sat down with both sheets and I just transferred stickers over so that I could put one little sheet and try and get this used up in my kit. And same color family, Pink Paisley Outfitters. Then I also grabbed some fancy pants, and this is from their home collection. The name of that collection is spacing my mind. Something related to home. But it has all of the colors that I am looking for. And so I pulled some of these. They talk about favorite space, who, what, where, when, why. A little floral. Some frames, anything I can use that way. So that collection is in there. These are from the new Jen Hatfield collection, and this is giving me some of my grays as well as a little more sophisticated look. So if I want to take my kit in the fun direction or the little kid direction, I have some things. If I want to go in more of a grown-up, kind of more elegant direction, I pulled some things for that too, because that gives me lots of options of the different types of pages that I can create. I grabbed some Flair from Feed Your Craft. It's just white with black, so it'll basically work with any of my colors, which is perfect. I have a stamp set that I want to use from Felicity Jane, and this is the summer kit stamp set. And so it has all of these kind of travel related words, and I know I'm kind of leaning towards doing a travel related kind of kit and feel this month. I've also grabbed some sticker sheets, and some of these colors look a little bit out there, but I'm not trying to use them all, I'm trying to use pieces. So this one is from Studio Calico. I'm not sure what kit it came in, but it has a lot of the grays and blues that I really want to use, as well as some of those pops of red. So that made it in the kit. I also pulled the Wildlife. This is an Echo Park, and I had pulled a couple of the papers from this collection, and I like that it gives me some possibilities with the blues. It has some of that darker red color, and then it also gives me some of the greens if I decide I need a pop of green on anything. And then I also pulled this one. This is from Basic Gray. It's called Carte Postale. And this is another one. I likely won't use all of it because the colors don't work with my kit, but it does have the blues and the reds and some of the little ticket details and things that I might be able to get to work. So we'll stick that in there. Baker's Twine, of course. This is the blue and white so that it matches everything. I have also pulled these big acrylic words from Bella Boulevard, Explore and Play. So that kind of goes with the theme that I'm going for. I've grabbed some Spiegel Mom Scraps goodies. So I have some cork, Evercork Forest and cork confetti, so that I can add in those details. Remember, I had some of that wood grain paper, so that's where those came in. And then I've grabbed 3 different sequin mixes that are not perfect match for my kit, but they do have all the colors in them that I need. So Gone with the Wind has a great blue and a red. Honor Guard has some great blues and reds. And then this one is Blues Traveler, which has a really great variety of all of the different shades of blue. So throwing those in the kit. I grabbed some enamel dots. So this one, probably not this color, but this really dark blue from Basic Gray. And then these are just from Michaels. I picked these up on clearance, I think, for like 25 cents. And so I have tons of packs of these. So we'll throw those in there. I have a couple of cards I pulled out from Allie Edwards that go with my grays. And so I can kind of get those incorporated in there as well. I also pulled some labels from her new summer releases in that same kind of grayish tan color. I have some Studio Calico labels that are a little bit bright, but I think if I put them into layers, I think it'll work because it does go with the blue that's in that inspiration piece. I do have a bunch of scraps and 6x6 papers that I have pulled out in all of my same color family so that I can use those. And they're from a few different places. There's some Fancy Pants in here. There's some Pink Paisley Outfitters in here. So we'll kind of go with that, see how that goes. And then letters, I always end up going back to my stash, but I pulled a few. So I have some big gray thickers called Stylist. And then I've pulled out the Adventure alphabet from Chamel, only because it does have the blue and the red. So you kind of have to ignore the yellow and green. I have this distressed gray. This is like a cardboard thicker called Print Shop. And that goes perfectly with my inspiration piece. And then I also grabbed these 7 paper kind of white puffy sticker alphas. And these were from Clara. And that's going to do it. Okay, so my August stash kit. Make sure you come back once a week to see the layouts that I create with it. And I'm super excited because it's more of a boy kit this month, and I love scrapbooking boys. So I will see you back here on my channel again soon. Do make sure you click like and subscribe down below, and let me know if you also are creating a stash kit this month. Bye, guys!